Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel, Transform, Not Conform Ministries. My name is Joshua Smith. The purpose of this channel is to basically help young people to transform their lives to be more like Christ's instead of conforming them to be like the world's. Right, today's video is another analogy. It's a bit different from my other two, but hopefully it will make some sense and you'll know a bit more about the Christian walk by the end of this video. So let's get started. It is basically that I feel our Christian lives are a bit like owning two dogs. So before that sounds completely stupid, let me explain it a bit. When we're born, when we start off, we get our little puppy, just one to start with, and that is our sinful nature puppy, and we start to feed it. It gets stronger and we start to follow it around and it starts to go where it wants to go, goes through life, and it just basically does what it wants to do. It doesn't really care about anything else. But then there might become a time in our lives where we become Christians, we give our lives to Christ, and we get another new puppy, and that will grow stronger as well, and we might start feeding that. But the fact is, the dog food we feed these things is our time and our attention, and it heavily depends on what we spend our attention on. Now the thing is, if we spend our time seeking God and praying and reading the Bible and things like that, we're basically feeding our spiritual dog, and that will grow stronger. If we spend our time doing things we know are wrong and just wasting time, things like that, we might start feeding our sinful nature dog. And you might think, well, what's really the problem with that? Well, the thing is, depending on which one is stronger, that will have the most pull on our lives. If our sinful nature dog is stronger, we'll be starting to get pulled over here. But if our spiritual nature dog is stronger, we'll be pulled over here. But the thing is, you can never actually get rid of these dogs for your whole life. You might try and become really, really spiritual, but the fact is your sinful nature dog will always be there trying to get your attention, trying to pull you over in the other direction. It might grow really small and weak, but it'll always be there trying to slip you up, trying to get your attention basically to do the wrong thing. But if we keep feeding our spiritual dog, that will have the most pull on our lives, and we will always be traveling in that direction. And well, the thing is, I feel a lot of Christians try to feed both of their dogs exactly the same, so they're the same strength, and they sort of even themselves out and they just stay still in their life and they enjoy the best of both worlds. But the fact is, it doesn't work like that. Either one will be stronger and one will be weaker, or the other way around, and you'll either be pulled in one direction or you will be pulled in the other direction. I'm afraid there's no medium place where you can just sort of stand still, enjoy the best of sinning, and then enjoy the best of having God's benefits. You'll either be pulled away from God. The fact is, your spiritual dog will always be there as well. It might grow weak and it won't have much control over your life at all. But the thing is, it will always be there. But the fact is, you won't be traveling any closer towards God. You won't be going any deeper in your relationship with Him. You'll be slowly going away from Him. And you really don't want that, believe me. But the fact is, as I was just saying, if we don't feed our sinful nature dog and we spend more time and attention feeding our spiritual nature dog, we will be pulled towards God. But the fact is, our sinful nature dog will always be there. And I'm afraid it will never leave you completely until that glorious day when you finally meet Jesus. Then you can leave that one behind here on the earth and we'll just have our spiritual dog up in heaven. Now, I hope that made a bit of sense. Just remember, the dog food is your time and your attention, so be very careful who you give your time and attention to and what you spend it on. Your time and your attention is basically the most important thing and the biggest gift you've been blessed with. You can change the world with it, or you can do absolutely nothing with it. It's absolutely incredible what you can do with time and attention and thought and your brain. It's absolutely amazing, the mind that God has given you. And it's up to you what you spend that on and what you do with it. So do something amazing with it and change the world for God. Okay, just to summarize, our Christian walk is a little bit like having two dogs. Our time and attention is the food, and one dog will always be bigger than the other one, and it will always be pulling us in one direction or the other. And we can never get rid of either of the dogs completely for our whole lives. So just be careful what you spend your time and your attention on and who you give it to. Hope that made a bit of sense. Stay tuned for more videos next week. See ya.